Okay. Thank you to the organizers for this great event. It is well established that AI can solve problems, but there's something that we humans can do that is still very unique, which is that we exhibit what's called open-ended innovation, which means that we layer idea upon idea upon idea over the millennia of human civilization, bringing us from modest things like fire and wheels all the way up to space stations and computers in a single run of an incredible explosion of complexity, which we would call an open-ended system. And this is a uniquely human capability, which is still far from anything that we see in modern algorithms. And it's interesting to consider that these kind of phenomena not only appeared in the universe after we began to produce them, but we actually are a product of an open-ended system as well, which is of course called natural evolution. And I recognize that this picture also, Feifei also had this picture. So maybe we're converging on something here. But what is really interesting about this is that you see a similar phenomenon there, which from a completely different causal chain, where over more than 1 billion years, all of living nature was invented in what is in effect a single run of something. This is a phenomenal system, and it invented such things over the run, like, for example, things like photosynthesis or the flight of birds, or intelligence at the human level. In fact, it's the only thing that has ever produced an actual system with intelligence at the human level. And then once we began to exist in the universe, you got all the millennia of creativity, of human civilization, and all the spheres of invention and science and art and music, and all the other spheres of human endeavor, which follow us. And so what I want to just suggest for this brief talk is that we should be trying to understand these phenomena. This is really interesting that this is not only an explanation for our actual existence because it precedes us and created us, but it also seems deeply entrenched in our nature and is perhaps like the most human of what makes intelligence a fundamental aspect of humanity, through all of the things that we produced through our creative spirit. And so if we do begin to pursue this topic of open-endedness and try to understand it and create algorithms that exhibit similar phenomena, then it begins to move to the forefront what I would say are some more neglected dimensions of intelligence. For example, divergence, as opposed to our current obsession with convergent algorithms, populations, as opposed to putting all your eggs in a single basket, diversity preservation, stepping stone collection, though we know not where those stepping stones may lead, generating new solutions and new problems at the same time in the same run. And finally, I pulled this one out, the environment, because I think it gets so little discussion, but it's a very interesting topic, is that we don't know, it's worth pointing out, we don't actually know what is the property of our universe that has facilitated something that could go on for more than 1 billion years of creativity. We don't create systems like this. Like, none of the domains or artificial systems we create have this property. So you're just putting algorithms aside for a second. This is a fertile area for research to understand open-ended environments where the surface is still barely scratched. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ken.